To the first session of Holy, Healthy, Happy. This is a 30-day period of spiritual, physical, and emotional renewal. There will be 5 classes, the first beginning on Saturday, July 26th, and going through August 30th. During those 5 weeks, the topics we'll be covering are: what do the scriptures say about health, nutrition and fitness, environmental contaminants and overcoming bad habits, emotional health, and then on the final day we'll have a potluck. All right, so we're looking forward to what we have to come. Now, let me ask you a question. Why are you here? What made you want to join this course? Some people are joining because they want to have more discipline in their lives. They want to develop their relationship with God. Some people are here because they need some nutritional information. Some people are here because they have health issues that they'd like to get help with. Some people are here because they want to lose weight. And some people are here because we offered free groceries. And if that's why you're here, that's okay. We're glad you're here for whatever reason you came. And we know that the class is going to be a blessing. All right, first of all, let's take a little quiz. How much do you know about health? The first question, milk does a body good. You just need to give a true or false answer. Milk does a body good. Is that true or false? Number 2, 98% of the cells in our bodies are different than the ones we had a year ago. Is this true or false? Number 3, a vegetarian diet lacks in protein. True or false? Number 4, foods have the same nutrients whether cooked or raw. Foods have the same nutrients whether they're cooked or raw. Is this true or false? Number 5, health care, not the lack of it, is the number 3 cause of death in the United States. Healthcare, not the lack of it, is the number 3 cause of death in the United States. Is this true or false? Number 6, the original diet of man was raw vegetation. Is this true or false? The original diet of man was raw vegetation. Number 7, according to the recommended daily allowances established by Food and Nutrition Board, the following sample menu is healthy. If you have for breakfast 1 cup of Fruit Loops, 1 cup of skim milk, 1 package of M&Ms, and fiber and vitamin supplements. For lunch, you could have a grilled cheddar cheeseburger. And for dinner, 3 slices of pepperoni pizza, 1 16-ounce soda, and 1 serving of sugar cookies. Would this be a day of healthy eating? True or false? Number 8, Seventh-day Adventists as a whole have a lifespan that is at least 6 years longer than the average American. Seventh-day Adventists have a lifespan that is at least 6 years longer than the average American. Is this true or false? Number 9, eating more calories means more weight gain. Is this true or false? If you eat more calories, you'll gain more weight. True or false? And the last question, eating vitamin and minerals through supplements or whole foods provides equal nutrition. Eating vitamin supplements and minerals, let me ask that question again. I'm sorry. Eating vitamins and minerals through supplements or whole foods provides equal nutrition. Do you think that's true or false? All right. Okay, now we're going to go over the answers to that little quiz. All right, how many people said that milk does a body good? Everybody knows that. You know, all the commercials say that. Well, actually, that is false. According to the website, www.mercola.com, it states that milk and sugar are two of the largest contributors to ill health in the United States. Question number 2, 98% of the cells of our body are different than they were a year ago. This is true, and the answer to that is in God's Way to Ultimate Health on page 52. Number 3, a vegetarian diet lacks in protein. This is false, according to the China study on page 230. Number 4, foods have the same nutrients whether cooked or raw. And this is false also, from God's Way to Ultimate Health on page 77. Number 5, health care is the number 3 cause of death. This is true. So what this means is that accidents that occur at the doctor or in hospitals or things like that, that is the number 3 killer in the United States, according to the China study on page 16. The original diet of man was vegetation. This is true according to Genesis chapter 1, verse 29. Number 7, according to the recommended daily allowance established by the Food and Nutrition Board, the following menu is healthy. Now, if you remember that menu I read to you, they had Fruit Loops and M&Ms and soda, and most of us would say, absolutely not. We know that's not healthy. But according to the Food and Nutrition Board, that diet or that menu that I read to you that included cheeseburgers and sodas and M&Ms and sugar cookies, all of that, it came within the guidelines of a nutritious meal. So that's just to tell us that just because, let's say the Food and Nutrition Board publishes something, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't check it out, that we shouldn't try to confirm the information that we're getting. Because I think most of us would know that we can't eat Fruit Loops and sodas and M&Ms and sugar cookies and think that we're going to be healthy. So even though it does meet the standards of the Food and Nutrition Board. All right, number 8. The Seventh-day Adventists have a longer lifespan on the average of 6 years than most Americans. This is true according to a book called Why Christians Get Sick. Okay, and number 9. Eating more calories means more weight. This is false. Are you surprised? According to the China study on page 74, it's not necessarily the calories that you eat that makes you gain weight. It's the kind of calories that you eat. Okay, number 10. Eating vitamins and minerals through supplements or whole foods provides equal nutrition. And this is not true. A vitamin or a supplement, a mineral supplement, is not as advantageous as getting that vitamin or those minerals through your food. So the best way to get your vitamins and your minerals is through your food, but of course if you can't, then supplementing could be of help also. All right, well we thank you, and we'll learn more about these things as we go through the course. And so hopefully there was something on that quiz that kind of tickled your interest or sparked your interest, and we will learn more about these things as we go on further in our course. Okay, though our session is actually a little longer than 30 days because we start July 26th and we end August 30th, and as you know, that's more than 30 days. But the reason it's set up like that is because we need a little preparation time. And during this preparation time, these are some suggestions that I have for you. If you are participating in this course because you want to improve your spiritual life, then make sure that if you don't already have a Bible, if you're not attending church, if you don't have a congregation that you normally fellowship with, please make sure that you look for one during these few days before our session actually starts, okay? And make sure you have a Bible. Now, I recommend 3 Bibles. One is called the Easy Reader's Bible, and I love that version. It's very simple, and it'll do you a lot of good because it's easy to understand. Another version that I like is the New American Standard, and that version is a little more difficult to read, but it's still very clear. And the one that I prefer most often is the one that I read every day. Is called The Scriptures, and it's by the Institute of Scripture Research. So those are just 3 of the translations that I would recommend. And if you don't have a Bible and you need to talk to me more about that, please email me, and I'll give you any information you need to contact me at the end. But please let me know, and I will do what I can do to make sure that you have a Bible, or if you need references to a church or ministry, I will use whatever resources I have to help you find that. Okay, now, also during this preparation time, I would suggest that you read your Bible 2 times a day. You may be saying, 2 times a day? My Bible has dust on it. I don't read my Bible that much. But this 30 days is for our spiritual renewal. So let's make some time to read the Bible. It has infinite wisdom in it, and it will help us solve the problems of life if we'll listen to it. So during this 30-day period, I need you to think about 2 times a day where you can set aside a few minutes, maybe just 10 minutes, and find a quiet place and that has adequate lighting, and set that aside, get that all arranged so that when our 30 days begins, you already have your devotion time in place, okay? And if you don't like to read, the Bible is on CD. It's available on CD nowadays. There are a lot of phone applications that you can use. So depending on what type of learner you are, there are many ways to get the word. And so if you need help with that, let me know, and I will do what I can do to make sure that you have access to the word. All right, another thing that we need to do in this preparation period. Now, our preparation period is from Saturday, July 26th through Thursday, July 30th, okay? That's our preparation. So it's about 4 or 5 days where we're going to get things together, okay? Now, another thing that we need to do during those 4 or 5 days, if you want physical renewal, or you want better health through this time, or you want to lose weight, then you're going to need to make some diet changes. Now, for the 30 days, I'm going to go on what most people think is a really strict menu or a pretty strict diet, but you know, you need to make some decisions about what will be best for you. But during the 4 or 5 days prior to our session officially beginning, I'd like you to begin to make some changes. And so each day, make a change, make a certain adjustment, because during our 30-day time, we won't be having any sugar, or at least we won't be adding sugar to anything, to any of our foods. So let's say on one of the days prior to that, you need to, in the 4 or 5 days prior to our session, you need to think about eliminating your sugar, cutting it down. Think about what you use sugar for, and try each day to cut it down so that by Thursday you're ready to let it go completely. Now, some of you are going to have difficulty. You're going to have headaches. Different things are going to occur when you give up sugar. And I can't say that I have a solution for you other than drink a lot of water, and maybe do, you might have some shakes or something, you know, from your sugar withdrawals. And so what I would suggest is that you drink a lot of water and you start transitioning to fruit, so that you're still going to get that sugar, but you're going to get natural sugar. All right, and even you could switch out a little bit for honey instead, although honey is really high in sugar also. So we're going to, during our 30-day time, or our 30-day session, we're going to limit our honey also. All right, now, so make a diet change each day. Like I said, start cutting down on your sugar, start cutting down on your meat, start cutting down on your fried foods, and so that by Thursday, you're ready to really be serious about your 30-day commitment. All right? I know, some of this sounds really difficult, but you're not alone. We're going to do it together, okay? Let's see. All right. Now, in the 4 or 5 days prior to our session officially beginning, start to clear out things that are not going to benefit you. Let's say, as far as your food, in the area of food, don't buy any more ice cream. Let your ice cream all run out. Or the different things that are, your cookies and so forth. Let your cookies and your chips, let those be gone, and don't buy anymore. Okay, so this is the time, these 4 or 5 days before our 30-day commitment begins, where you need to clean out your cabinets and your refrigerator of things that will be just too tempting and will keep you from being successful. Also, think about the music that you listen to, television programs, videos that you watch, and make sure that you put away things that are going to be harmful to your emotional state, harmful to your spiritual state. If there's a lot of sex, if there's a lot of violence, put those things aside and try to collect music that is soothing, music that is that worships our Heavenly Father, things that just have a good, positive message. If you're going to watch television or if you're going to watch videos, that the things that you have a good, positive message. So this is the time in the 4 or 5 days to kind of evaluate what you're putting in to your body, both physically as well as through your eyes and your ears, and make sure that what you're going to put in your inner man is going to be something that is going to build you up. Okay, now another thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go grocery shopping, because I'm going to introduce some things to you that you're probably unfamiliar with, or maybe you are familiar with them, but you're gonna, you may not be used to buying certain products or using certain products. And so prior to July 30th, which is when our commitment starts, you need to make sure that you've gotten some groceries and some things that are going to be healthy for you, that are going to promote good health, so that when you get hungry, you'll have good things right there to grab, okay? I would suggest that you obtain any utensils or equipment that you need. We'll be doing some exercising, and not really strenuous, but we'll be doing some light exercising. So if you need some good jogging shoes or some very comfortable shoes to participate in some clothing that's going to just give you room, that's going to be cool, make sure you have some of those things. If you need, I would recommend that you have a juicer during this time. And so if you can get your juicer out, the one you bought last year but you haven't used it yet, this is the time. We're going to make use of that. Or maybe a blender if you don't have a juicer already. You can use a blender for some things. Okay, so those are just pieces of equipment that you need to prepare and see if you can collect. Now, there's one more thing that I want to talk about that we need to look at during our preparation time before our 30-day commitment begins, and that's BMI. And BMI is our body mass index. And for to be healthy, they say that you need a BMI that ranges between 18 and 25. That if your body mass index is in that range, that you're considered healthy. If it's below 18, you probably are malnourished and you need to pick it up a bit. If your body mass index is from 25 to 30, you are considered overweight. But if your BMI is 30 or above, that's considered obese, and it could be a potential danger for you. And that's something that we'll need to address during this course, and we'll do what we can do to help you to bring that into the healthy range. All right. Now, when our session actually begins on July 31st, we are going to, I have some recommendations for you of things that we should do if you really want to be encouraged spiritually, physically, and emotionally. And as I already mentioned, I'm going to recommend that you read your Bible 2 times a day. Now, I already said that, but what I want to add, if you don't know where to read, because some people, well, what do you want me to read? This is just a suggestion, but you could read anywhere you want. But I would suggest that you read a proverb a day and that you read the book of Acts. Proverbs is in what's called the Old Testament, and Acts is in the New Testament. And so Proverbs, I believe there are 31 Proverbs. So it's almost just long enough that you could read 1 proverb a day, and then there's 1 extra one. And then the book of Acts is also, I believe it's about 28 chapters. So it's just short of the 30. And so you can add that extra proverb onto your Acts. And you should come out right about at the end of our 30 days. If you read Proverbs, let's say in the morning, you read Acts in the evening, you should come out just about right at the end of our 30 days. All right, let's see. Now, there are things that, as I said, that I'm going to ask you to eliminate. Now, of course, it's up to you, but if you want to make the best of this time and you want to have others who are going through this whole process with you, then these are some things that are going to really benefit you if you're willing to make the commitment, okay? You need to eliminate adding sugar to your food. I would suggest that you don't eat any processed food, or at least that don't eat any foods that have more than 3 grams of sugar. Now, I'm going to also, on the grocery list, I'm going to introduce you to a natural sweetener, and you can use that to substitute. Now, I don't recommend that you do any of the artificial sweeteners because they are unhealthy for you. But I do have one, I have a couple actually that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to include them in the grocery giveaway to those, participants in this class. At least the first 5 participants. Although if you're not in California, I don't think I can do the grocery giveaway. Sorry. But anyway, I will tell you, give you the names and of the products that we're going to use. All right, so eliminate your sugar. Eliminate white flour. And that means your bread and your pastas. We want to cut those out, because we'll talk about it more when we talk about our nutrition, when we're really focused on nutrition. But those things are counterproductive to your health. They're counterproductive to your weight. And so we want to eliminate that if at all possible. You want to eliminate your fatty foods, grease, lard, oil. If you use oil, I would recommend that if you cook with oil, that it be coconut oil and possibly olive oil, although olive oil oxidizes at high temperatures, so that's not good for cooking. That's more for your salads and so forth, like that. So you want to eliminate that. Your salad dressings are, just unnecessary fat. I would recommend that you eliminate or reduce all meat to not more than 4 ounces a day. And that you eliminate pork completely, and that you reduce salt. What? Are you kidding? Yeah. So I know for some of you this is going to be a shock, but the quicker you get some of the information, you will understand why I'm recommending that you eliminate these things, because like I said, they're detrimental to your health, as well as your emotional well-being, as well as your weight. They just are counterproductive. Okay. Now, another thing during this 30 days, this is what I'm going to ask you to do. Increase your fresh fruits and vegetables. Eat 5 fresh fruits and vegetables a day. Try up to 10 servings of fruit and vegetables a day. Okay? Fresh would be even better. Now, I want to show you a few products because this is what's called New Plus. And New Plus, if you're trying to lose weight, this can be helpful. And really just if you want to make sure that you're getting good nutrition, this is helpful. I love these products, And there's also a DVD that describes them. And I recommend that you watch this DVD. It's called The Plain Truth. Wonderful information, wonderful information. I watched it, when I first watched it, it does explain about this product. But even if I never used the product, the information that I learned from this DVD changed my life. And so, and I'm not going to say it's fun or entertaining, but like I said, for me, it was life-changing because there were some great testimonies of people who had struggled with weight, people who had struggled with various diseases, and just a lot of great information. And I believe it's taught by like a chemistry teacher, so he knows what he's talking about, and just great information. Now, on this video, it talks about these products. This is a powder, and you add water to it, or you can add certain types of tea, and it just nourishes your cells. And as I said in the nutrition quiz, that 98% of your cells are different than they were a year ago. So that being the case, this gives your body nutrition for creating new cells. It gives your body good nutrition so that when it's making the new cells, that they are healthy. Okay? Now, this one is a tea, and it's kind of a cleanser. It's not even really tea, but it is herbs and so forth, herbal food. And it helps your body to cleanse, to get rid of waste and build up that's been there, and just it helps you to sleep better, makes you more alert at various times. So it does wonderful things. And yeah. Oh, and I forgot to say about the New Plus is that this really curbs your appetite. It helps you with your sweet cravings. It curbs those desires. In fact, sweet things that have sugar, they don't even, it's yuck. It's like, well, anyway, it really helps with that. And if you were here, I would give you a sample. I would show you how wonderful it is. But since you're watching by video, I'm sorry, you'll miss that part unless you just order it and you try it for yourself. Okay, let's see. So yeah, and it helps curb your appetite. So if you take one of these bags maybe 15 minutes before you eat, then you won't eat as much. And so it's very nice. All right, and then another product that you'll see on this DVD is called Quinary. And Quinary is they call it a balancer. And it balances the various systems of your body, like your respiratory system and your hormone system. And really for ladies, helping with balancing their hormonal system, this is really a wonder. And so we recommend these products. This one is just a vitamin and mineral substitute, and supplement, I'm sorry, not substitute, vitamin and mineral supplement, and it's called Beyond Tangy Tangerine, and it's, I believe, made by a company called Longevity, and it has whole foods in it, which we'll learn more about if you don't know exactly what I mean when I say whole foods. You know, I'm talking about stuff that comes from the ground, comes from the earth. And so this supplement has whole foods, it has trace minerals, antioxidants, probiotics, and amino acids, essential cofactors, and more. So this is a great product also. Now, let's see. And as for a personal resource, let me just give you my information. You can reach me from 6:30 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, California time, by calling 605-562-3000. And then there's a code, and the code is 731168. Let me give you that number again. It's 605-562-3000, and the code is 731168. Now, I'm available Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 7 p.m. California time. And so if you want to call me and you want to ask me any questions, you're welcome to do that. If you want prayer, if you want to tell me that you're having a hard time, anything you want to talk to me about, I will be available during that time. I'd like to give you my website, and on my website you can watch this DVD. And my website is www.bodybehealed.com. That's BODYBEHEALED.com. bodybehealed.com, and you will find this DVD on there and some other informational materials, some books that I recommend you read, and some more information about these products. Now, there are some other materials that I would suggest you read. There's a book called The China Study. Again, this information was life-changing for me. Now, the list that I gave you about things you should eat or things you should not eat, those things, it might be difficult to just make that radical change if you don't know why I'm asking you to make those changes. If you don't know how beneficial they are, then you might have more problems. But if you look at these materials that I'm suggesting, if you read the book called The China Study, if you read, that book is by Dr. Colin Campbell, and if you read Eat to Live by Dr. Joel Furman, if you read these books, then you'll begin to understand why we need to eliminate some things from our diet and from our lives, and why we need to bring other things in. And then 2 videos, I already told you about the plain truth. And the other video I'm going to recommend is called Forks Over Knives, and you can find that video on Netflix. Alright? Now I want to give you my email so that I can send you any of the materials that we have here in class if you're not here in California, so that you can follow along with the rest of the group. My email is KB as in boy, Royster, ROYSTER @gmail.com. That's KB as in boy, ROYSTER @gmail.com. And just before I conclude, I have an assignment to give you, and that is from the that you would watch one of the videos or begin reading one of the books. Do one of those things between now and the next session, all right? So watch one of the videos or begin reading one of the books, because it's really going to help you so that you will be successful during our 30 days of spiritual, physical, and emotional renewal. Welcome to Wholly Healthy Happy.